Alright, so let's grab, I'm just gonna have you work with your right arm.
Okay.
Leave the left arm alone. So we'll sit down and we'll do our floor press. So we'll go with the knees bent, low back in the ground, and you're gonna press for 12. On your 12th one, I want you to hold it at the top. No out loud counters around here. How's that feeling, Debbie?
This is fine.
You wanna try just the right arm only for now?
Mm-mm.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. So hold it at the top. Once you get done with your 12, hold at the top. Okay, now I want you to just drop one arm to the ground and then press back up. And now drop the other one, elbow to the ground, press back up. Go ahead, do 6 on each side. There you go. Good. There we go. Don't forget to breathe. Keep that low back in the ground. There we go, looking good. Once you get done with your 6 each side, I want you to come down to the bottom, but just hover your elbows off the ground. Hover the elbows off the ground, and then press one, bring it back to that starting position, press the other one. Bring it back to the starting position. So bring the elbows to the ground, just hovering, not touching. Press one, bring it back to the hovering position, and then press the other one. Bring it back. There we go. Good. 6 each side. There we go. Good, good, good. There we go. Is it getting tough?
Yeah.
Triceps burning a little bit. There we go. Okay, now I want you guys to just punch in. Alternate. Go, go, go. 6 each side. 6 each side. There we go. Nice. If it's getting too heavy, you can set it down. Go ahead and relax. You got all 24, what was that? 30 reps total? Non-stop? 30 reps total, non-stop. Okay, now, tell me what your thought process is about the weight selection that you picked.
A smart choice.
For this particular exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you just took what you thought you could do for 12 and did 30.
Oh, yeah.
So you started off thinking, yeah, I can do, what's that, 20 pounds for 12? I can do 15 for 12, whatever number you pick. But your body said, we can do more than that. Piece of cake. Delicious, gluten-free, sugar-free cake. Not cake. So if you were to go now to pick up, which we're not going to unless you really want to, but if you were to go over now and pick a dumbbell or a couple of dumbbells for 12 reps, what would you choose?
Higher weight. Rail 12.
What would you pick?
Um,
A real 12, yeah?
maybe 20, 25.
Okay. I'd say about, what did you pick?
I got a 17.5.
17, so yeah, probably a 25 would be,
Really?
yeah. What did you pick, 17 and a half as well? Yeah, so we'll give you guys about 3 minutes of rest here, and then we'll grab those 25s. What do you think?
I can try 25.
What did you
Is
hit?
I got a 15.
15s?
Yeah.
What do you think? Have you done 30s before?
I don't think so.
What do you think?
I'm not getting bigger.
You don't need to. You don't need to go heavier, but what do you think? Do you think you could handle more if your shoulder wasn't giving you trouble?
I don't know. I thought this was pretty heavy. I'm gonna watch them do
Yeah.
25 because, I mean, if this side felt like this, I could go to, I don't know, what is the next, 15 and then 17.5?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be jumping that's just not how I roll.
Yeah, that's fine, that's no problem,
I do little increments,
yeah,
but I hope it is, yeah.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard would you say that was? 1 being too easy, 10 being impossible.
In the middle,
Okay, like
5.
5, 6,
Six.
somewhere in there?
Mhm.
What would you say that was, scale of 1 to 10? 7? Okay.
Like
For,
by the
if
end
you
of
were
it?
to just do 12 reps though.
12 reps, no, like 2
Okay. What about you, Gary?
or 3.
Yeah.
What was your question?
If you were to rate the first 12 reps with that weight, how difficult was it on a scale of 1 to 10? 1 being easy, 10 being impossible.
Oh, 5, 4,
4 or 5?
2.
2. So this is what I encourage you guys to do moving forward, is think on a scale of 1 to 10. With that, so we call it a rate of perceived exertion. On that scale of 1 to 10. So it's your perception, it's not, so what you perceive versus what you perceive, it's always gonna be different. But so for example, say today, I'm not feeling it today. It's like my body, I didn't get enough sleep, I didn't drink enough water, whatever the circumstances might be. I'm only at 60% today of my usual. So I still wanna give 100% of that 60%. But if I wanna be at a rate of perceived exertion of 8 to 9 with every weight that I choose, depending on the goal for that day, I still want to give 100% of that 60%. So I'm still gonna give 8 or 9 for what I can give for that specific day. Does that make sense?
It's a lot of math.
Right? It's a lot of numbers, but so that's the idea, so on a Metcon day, you might think, you know what, so I'm gonna go RPE of about maybe 5 or 6 today, because I'm doing a lot of reps, and I'm gonna be out of breath, and I wanna make sure that I don't get hurt, I wanna make sure that I'm stable, and still doing, the form is still correct, but I'm not looking to build strength in this session, I'm looking to build my cardio in this session. So your rate of perceived exertion, 5 or 6. On a strength day, rate of perceived exertion, probably an 8 or a 9. Sometimes I'll be a 7 depending on how many reps it is, or if it's say it's an upper body push, lower body pull, there's a lot, say there's floor press, and then there's push-ups, and then there's incline push-ups, and then there's tricep extensions. You know by the end of it, you're like, okay, I'm gonna be absolutely toast on station 4. Then you can gauge, okay, if I wanna make sure that I give the best that I can, I'm gonna go, alright, I'm gonna set my rate of perceived exertion at about 8. Or it might be, I'm gonna set it at 7, depending on where you are for that day.
Is it better to try and stay consistent through the whole workout, or is it better to say, I'm gonna push myself like station 1 and 2, and if I have to bump it down for 3 and 4?
So, for me personally, I like to stay steady.
Okay.
I would prefer to be 80%, consistently 80%, rather than 100% for 2 exercises.
Okay.
That's personally. So, what does 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 on that RPE scale, what does that mean for you? It basically means if you're doing 12 reps, you should really only be able to do 1 or 2 more reps after you get done with the 12. So if you get done doing 12 reps and you're like, I probably could have done 62 more, that your RPE was not high enough at that point. So that's gonna be, that's what I would encourage you and invite you to use moving forward. Use that scale to gauge where you are within the session and what you wanna get out of it. So again, that goes back to what's your intention for the session. So how much energy have you got bringing in? What's your attitude coming in? Because we're not always gonna be flying high every time we walk in here. So use that scale to kind of gauge where you are and where you wanna go. Does that make sense? You guys wanna try a little heavier just to see what you can do?
Sure.
Yeah, go on. Let's grab a couple of heavier dumbbells. I would even encourage you to go maybe 5 pounds higher than you said you wanted to.
I was trying to see if the percentage are in chart went. Is that 40?
No,
Okay.
whatever the weight you wanted.
Which one are you doing, 20, 25?
You said I could do 25, so I'm
The
gonna
lighter ones, yeah.
I think there's only 2 sets of them, unfortunately.
say, I thought there was like a 22.5, maybe not.
Oh, is there?
I don't think there is none here.
No, not here, unfortunately.
Okay, Mike said I could do it, so.
So hold on for a second, I'm gonna wait till we get started. I'll show you guys how to roll into it.
You will.
So, the important thing here now, so when we choose to go a little heavier, it's gonna be really important how we set ourselves up. Now, I didn't correct you guys on the first time because it's lightweight and you could curl those weights. You guys are strong enough to curl those weights, but it's really important when we're setting ourselves up for these. I wanna make sure, set them up on your leg, set it up on the leg. Okay? Now just before you guys follow me, just see how plays out first. So from there, you wanna kick back and you're in position. There we go. There it is. Alright, now go ahead and do your 12 reps. Both hands same time. There we go. I wanna try to make sure those hands finish right above the shoulders at the top. There we go. And if you don't make it to 12, that's okay. 8 to 12 reps is wonderful. You come out to the bottom. Hands up. Yeah, hands right over the elbows. Or you want to bring them back together up top. There you go. Hands right above the elbows. There you go. Good. There we go. There you go. Nice.
I could go heavier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how many like
Like a
rated-
30, 35 maybe?
rated perceived exertion, what would you say?
5 or 6.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cal, what you got?
Well, I did 13, so.
13? Was that like, okay, I'm done at 13?
I probably could have done 1 or 2 more.
Yeah. Okay, so that was on a
Slow, but I
scale
could have
of
done them.
1 to 10, what would you say that was?
I'd say that was a 7 or an 8.
Okay.
Probably.
Nice. That's a good place to be.
10 being the hardest?
10 being the hardest.
Well, for my left arm, it's probably 8.
Okay.
My right arm, 4, 5.
Okay. So what's going on with the left arm that was an 8?
Just felt weaker in here.
Okay. So a lot of the times that's gonna be a scapular issue, cause we didn't have the stability in the mobility in the shoulder, so we don't have this stability in the scapula. So that's something that we could look at and see. You probably are more mobile in your right shoulder than you are in your left one. So that's a scapular stability thing. So we could give you some simple little drills to do when you come in before your warm up. We can show you some things to do with it. What would you say, Carrie?
I only had 20s, but like a 4.
So you think you could probably do 30s? Yeah. How you feeling, Doug?
Good.
Yeah? Good. So I was saying to Sheila, a lot of times, and like I mentioned earlier, when we have those shoulder issues, a lot of times it's because of the stability of the scapula. So before you guys go, I'll show you a couple of exercises to do before your session, before we get into the warm-up, to work on activating those muscles that will help stabilize the scapula, which will then give us better range of motion and mobility in the shoulder. Sound good? Cool?
I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
About 10 more minutes, that's all.
Oh, good, okay.
10 more minutes or so. Piece of cake. Alright, you guys can throw those away for me, please. That would be awesome.